Hey guys, and welcome to this week's Lush kitchen menu featuring my special guest, Arnold, the really angry cat who hates being filmed. Hi Arnold. What do you think about this week's Lush kitchen menu? I surely appreciate all those lovely things that I'm never going to use. Yeah, this is Arnold. Oh, maybe Arnold could just do the voiceover for Lush kitchen menu this week, yeah? Yeah? Oh no! Get your paw out of her face! Clearly doesn't like me. So there is a positive side and a negative side to this week's Lush kitchen menu, and I've just noticed this is falling off. This is just not working, is it really? No, that's just not working, dear God. That just needs to be covered up now. So the positive thing about this week's Lush kitchen menu is the fact that, well, there's lots and lots of amazing, beautiful things that haven't been out in an awful long time. Some of which have never come out in the Lush kitchen before. And, yeah, it saves me a job. So in a way, it saves me a job, because normally I spend my weekends squatting in a bath for 6 hours taking lots of shots for Instagram. And I can't really do that because I don't have many of the products available out next week. On the negative side, there are so many products coming out next week that haven't been out in the Lush kitchen before or for a very long time, therefore I've got to buy them all, therefore I've got to find money, therefore I'm going to be broke. Very broke. Exceedingly broke. Any other adjectives you can throw at me about being broke, I am all of them put together combined, and probably a million more. This menu is pretty awesome, I think, actually. If I'm going to be honest, it's a pretty awesome menu. I'm going to be buying a lot next week. You might have noticed that I don't know why I publicised it, because I could have technically hidden it from you guys, but I did buy one Dorothy Bubble Bar last week, and I sort of broke my ban then, didn't I? Because that is the second out of 3 products that I can buy this year. I fail at life. Really. I might ignore the fact that I bought one Dorothy Bubble Bar. I mean, come on, what's one Dorothy Bubble Bar between friends? Yeah, I don't know why I publicised that information for people to hear, because I could have quite easily hidden it from you. But you know me, I'm transparent. I'm not going to lie to you. I cheated. I bought my second out of 3 items I can buy this year from the Lush kitchen that have come up before. And it's not even a product I love that much, but I just needed to update my pictures on my blog. So yeah, Dorothy Bubble Bar in the basket. Before I just, you know, dig a grave for myself and bury myself at the same time, let's just get on to this week's Lush kitchen menu. So the first product coming out on Monday is something called Willow Soap. Now I am really excited to get myself a fresh slab of this soap. This soap came out a few years ago. So Willow Soap is a really lovely soap, and I know it's going to be super popular. Just by the scent description on my blog, I probably sold half the block. The basic idea is that, given its name Willow Pattern, it is designed on the original classic Willow pattern sketchings that you find on pottery. Plates, jugs, kettles, not kettles, definitely not kettles. This design is a very popular, very famous design, and the soap is based on that. So I don't know exactly what the new soap is going to look like, but the old soap was like a pearlesque white round slab, and it had etchings of the blue and like patterns, sort of like veins, I suppose, across the surface of the soap. What is really great about this soap, and very different from a lot of soaps, is that it features kaolin clay. So I did say in my review that this actually lathers up really well. It's very creamy, but what is interesting is that the lather is slightly different to your average soap. I would say it's a little bit on par with Rose's All The Way soap, for those of you who tried it last year, in that it's slightly chalky. So if you imagine like Fresh Pharmacy, you get that lather, but it's not as bubbly, foamy as normal soap. It's slightly more thicker, slightly chalkier, slightly more clay-led, I suppose, with the kaolin. So it's a little bit like that, but it is really nice. And the key ingredients are, first of all, a white tea infusion. You also have rose absolute, and you have Sicilian lemon oil. I obviously haven't had one in quite a while, so I don't know necessarily whether it would be slightly different in this batch. But from what I remember, it was a nice, gentle rose and lemon smell. It wasn't as sweet, as I put on my blog, as rose jam, so it's not as sickly sweet as that. At the same time, it's not as musky as something like Tisty Tosty, Rose Bombshell. If I remember rightly, the smell is a very dulled down, watered down, but lovely version of the Rose Lollipop lip balm. Not particularly musky, not overly sweet, gentle, with a bit of herbal element coming through from the tea. So it's a nice infusion, a nice mix together. Also coming up in the kitchen on Monday is the Secret Garden Bath Bomb. Now, Secret Garden Bath Bomb is one I'm super excited about, but at the same time I'm a little bit reserved. And the reason being is that I'm pretty certain that after using Secret Bath Bomb last time, I discovered it wasn't vegan. But I can't quite work out from the ingredients list what makes it non-vegan. I think it might be something to do with the colouring. So if anyone's any the wiser on that, I would really appreciate it, because I don't know why I have the memory of somebody telling me that it wasn't vegan. This is after I'd used 5 or 6 of them. So Secret Garden Ballistic is one of the smaller ballistics, so the same size as the Butterball. And it's such a strong smell. Now, Secret Garden Ballistic is one that really impressed me, and I don't normally get overly excited by floral scents, but this is one that really stole my heart. Not only because vividly it is beautiful, despite the fact that it's only this big. In the bath, it just makes an impression. It froths up, you get this big thick frothy cloud of green and pink and orange and so on across the tub, and it turns your water a beautiful, beautiful shade of green. The smell does stay in the bath with you for quite a while, so I was quite impressed by the fact that a small bath bomb can be as potent as a bigger bath bomb. Smell wise, again, really, really impressed. You have rose in there, you have orange in there, and you have rosewood. What I really like about this bath bomb, from what I remember again, and I'm using my blog for reference, but I do have a good memory of this bath bomb, is the fact that you would expect the rose to be at the forefront, as it tends to be 99% of the time, but there is something about the inclusion of the orange that stops the rose being as musky and as overpowering and as powdery as you would expect it to be. The orange sort of brings, it's not a zesty, not a fruity smell, just brings the floral elements to the surface a little bit more, scatters them a little bit, and makes them slightly more uplifting on the nose, if that makes any sense whatsoever. The rosewood underneath is what then helps to ground the overall smell, so you get a slight earthy floral smell. It's bright, it's uplifting, definitely strong, but it is not so rose heavy as you would expect. Coming up on Tuesday, we have the Floating Flower Bath Bomb. I have no idea why I turned into a crazy person to say that product, but nevertheless, Floating Flower Bath Bomb, another instant seller, another sellout for opening day guaranteed. There's no way this bath bomb is still going to be available by the end of the day, so I better get myself some. So Floating Flower Bath Ballistic was a product that originally came out a couple of years ago as part of the Valentine's Day range, and I loved that year. That was the year they had the unicorn horn, the year they had Floating Flower, the year they had the Heartthrob Bubble Rune. It was just such a great year. I think that was the first year they brought out Prince Charming Shower Gel, so that was such an incredible Valentine's Day year for sure. And this product is beautiful. It shares its scent with Lust, so if you don't like jasmine, I would avoid this like the plague. This is as strong as Lust. This is a very heady, very strong, very sweet, very sickly, almost sultry jasmine smell through and through. However, just look at that bath bomb. It is beautiful. The oranges, the pinks, the greens. What is also really impressive about this bath bomb is the fact that it's a very slow dissolver. So you get in the bath, snuggle underneath those warm colours, and you just get to watch it air beautiful colours across the surface of your bath. This is a product that's going to make a big impression on people in the bath. It definitely retains its scent throughout. It does dim very slightly in the bath water, which is what you want, because you don't want something as strong and as sultry as it is before it goes in the bath. And once it's in the bath, again, just like Secret Garden, it is another slow dissolver that leaves like a really thin layer of white foam across the surface after turning your bathwater pink, so you sort of feel like you have a blanket of jasmine to submerge yourself beneath. It's such a lovely, lovely product. It's such a great concept for a bath bomb because, as the name suggests, floating flower, it does exactly that. It floats on the surface. It's such a lovely product. I'm so glad it's coming back so new Lush fans can try it out for the first time. My only concern with floating flower is the fact that it's quite a fickle, quite a delicate bath bomb, so I do worry when it's shipped out that people might have theirs damaged in the post. I'm hoping not, fingers crossed. Also coming up on Tuesday, to match our floating flower, we have the Flying Fox Shower Gel. I will tell you straight, I've never used this product. I've sniffed it once, so there's not really much I can say about it. It does share its scent with the floating flower that's also coming out, so for those who love this scent, Tuesday is a godsend. But this is again another product that is very heavily dominated by the jasmine. From hearing people talk about this product though, it is very, very popular. Firstly because the scent is a really popular smell, but also because it features lots of honey in there, and the honey is really, really good at moisturising your skin, bringing back that radiance, making it feel supple, smooth, just rejuvenated overall. It's a really natural healer. I don't really know what else to say about Flying Fox. I think if you're buying floating flower, you'll want to buy Flying Fox. I don't think this product will sell out on opening day, but with people buying floating flower at the same time, And if there are people out there who are obsessed with this scent, then it could possibly sell a good number on the opening day, which you'll have to see. The first product coming up on Wednesday is Naraku Soap. Yay! I have a piece, my first product from this week's menu that I actually have, and it's not a product that I'm particularly fond of, but nevertheless, this is Naraku Soap. As you can tell, it's nowhere near as pretty as Willow Pattern Soap, or pretty much any of Lush's other soaps. So this soap was named after its creator, who was also called Naraku, and as I have said in my review, and I'm going to try and explain it a little bit better, this is a really odd smell. This is like a lot of the Japanese products I've tried in the past, for example Hanami Scrub, in that it has a very, not savoury, I do call it savoury, but it's not really savoury, but it's definitely not a sweet smell. In this soap you do have a big amount of tofu, and I think it's the tofu that sort of gives it that strange consistency. I mean, most of Lush's soaps are fairly hard and robust, but this one is definitely quite a compact, quite an intense, really rigid piece of soap. Now my piece doesn't really showcase this, but this was an original piece from the kitchen, and it features 3 little strips of colour. We had a green, we had an orange, and we had a yellow, and you can sort of just see the remnants of that colour at the bottom there. So this soap is not going to win any prizes for what it looks like. So smell wise, it features lavender oil, Brazilian orange oil, and ylang ylang. It's a very gentle smell. That's the first thing I will say. Very gentle, very light on the skin. I suppose this would be a great soap for perhaps a hand wash soap if you don't want something too strong or too fruity, too zesty, whatever. It smells a little bit like a dampened lavender smell. So sort of natural lavender, but perhaps with a little bit of the sweetness removed, with a bit of ylang ylang thrown in there. So it's a very savoury floral smell. Oh, the orange gives very subtle, and I mean subtle, I mean you really have to search for the orange. I don't think many people would name orange as an ingredient if they didn't know it was in here. I certainly wouldn't. But it is mostly lavender and ylang ylang, very watered down, not musky, not sweet, not powdery, just almost clean cut. I have described it as a savoury smell on my blog, and I don't know if that's the correct terminology I should use. It's just, I think it's the tofu. The tofu gives it the consistency and also the smell. It is something I can imagine that you might eat. I think this might be a soap that people pick up alongside other things because they want to try this, rather than a lot of people rushing out just to go and grab this soap. I don't think this is going to sell out by the end of the week, and I think it will sell well, but only because, as I said, people will put one of these in their basket to try it for the first time alongside other amazing products that are coming out this week. Also coming up on Wednesday is the Kiskin Bubble Bar. Now this is what I'm so excited about, and I don't really know why. Kiskin is mumkin, but with different colours. And yet, I am buzzing at the idea of getting some of these. These originally came out for the Japanese White Day, and the Japanese sometimes bring out products that really just make me wish that I could go over there or I could buy from there, and I can't. So the fact that this is coming out in the Lush kitchen, I'm really happy about. Unless they've changed the format, I believe this shares the same scent as mumkin. And if you can hear that rattling sound in the background, that is the British weather, the thunder. Wow, it's raining heavily outside. But never mind, we're inside with a really dodgy looking mumkin with a strange tash. So Kiskin Bubble Bar, as I said, is just like this, different colours. I have many of these that I possibly could use rather than using a White Day Bubble Bar. But no, I still have to buy lots of Kiskins because they're Kiskins and they're basically mumkins in love. And that's just really cute. This is a floral smell, but I love the scent of this because, and I'm going to use it again slightly lightly, it's like a raspberry floral smell. You have the potency of the floral elements here, but at the same time you also have like a berry-esque smell which you can link to raspberries. It's not as bitter as raspberries normally. And when I first had this bubble bar back in the day when I was just so incredibly uneducated and clearly rubbish, I tried one of these and I gave it a 3 out of 6. And said it wasn't a good bubble bar. Yeah, times have changed, I've grown up, I've matured, I've become intellectual, intelligent, and I've realised the worth of a mumkin. This will be popular, this will sell out on opening day. If not by everyone else, by me, because I might make multiple orders, maybe. No, I'm not going to make multiple orders, Jen. 1 order is more than enough. You have 10 of these, you don't need 10 Kiskins, alright? I've got to put myself in check sometimes. There is nothing like spreading a bit of joy and a bit of love. Lush Kitchen are a little bit late because they've kind of forgotten the fact that Valentine's Day is gone. But you know what? Valentine's Day isn't the only day of the year we can share some love. We can share some love for Lush every single day. If it's anything like Mumpkin, super moisturising in the bath. This can be broken. I tend to break it in two, but then I'm a greedy minx and I use it across 2 baths. It's nice and soft. It's really, really velvety soft in terms of the bubbles that's produced and in terms of the water consistency. Really lovely product to have. Definitely the perfect product for this time of year in terms of scent. I'm going to buy myself a few, not too many, 5 or 6 I think will do for me. I've got to be good. On to Thursday in the Lush kitchen menu, and I'm going to do a double whammy. We have Happy Blooming Shower Jelly and Happy Blooming Bath Melt. I don't know what it is tonight about this knot wrap, but it is not wanting to stay on my head. And every time I tie it up, I'm getting hair caught in it. So Happy Blooming Shower Jelly and Happy Blooming Bath Melt both share the same scent. I definitely prefer the shower jelly, but that's because I prefer jellies and shower gels anyway. But this is a lovely smell. This bath melt, and you can't quite see through the packet, and I'm not going to open it just yet. You might be able to see a little bit. This bath melt is to be cut or broken into 3 pieces. And actually some people have even broken it further if they want to be really conservative with their product, but I tend to find 1 piece of this is good. I will say this is not a favourite of mine in terms of what it does in the bath. This has a really strong cherry smell, just like the shower jelly does as well, and it's sort of a very dry cherried smell, and that comes from the fact that it features dried cherries rather than fresh cherries. So rather than that sort of spritzy, upbeat, citrusy cherry smell, it's a very dark smell, a little bit more like black cherries. So Happy Blooming Bath Melt is different in the fact that it dissolves in the water, but you're left with a sort of chalky puddle of oils on the surface, and then when you swish it around in the water it dissolves. So it's a great one if you're not fans of the bath oils and bath melts that are quite greasy and quite oily on the surface and you get those little puddles. This one won't do that. Once you mix it around, it will turn the water a very, very slight pink colour, and I mean very slight, nowhere near as dark as this colour. As I say, my only problem is the fact that it does tend to have a chalky puddle, and therefore it's not as moisturising to me as other bath melts and bath oils can be. The shower jelly is a lovely product, but again, this is a really strong one. This is sort of on par to me as the Magic shower jelly in the fact that it is strong. It is lethally strong. If you don't like cherry smells, I would really, really run 1,000 miles, because this is just cherries through and through. And the first time I smelled this, I honestly think alongside the Magic shower jelly, they are the 2 strongest shower jellies I've ever tried from Lush. This one is really lovely in the bath. It lathers up wonderfully well. You can use it by putting a little bit under the tap and creating bubbles. You can use it to wash yourself with it whole. You can cut it into slices and mix it up. The smell stays on your skin. If you imagine those cherry sweets, the boiled cherry sweets, cherry drops, imagine that, but the smell intensified by about 10 times, and you might get an idea of what this smells like. It's a beautiful colour, look at that. And I would definitely highly recommend this one. I love the fact that they've put both of those products together, because if you're a fan, Thursday is another field day for you, and if you're not a fan, you don't have to buy anything on Thursday and you can save your money for the mystery that is Friday. So coming up on Friday in the Lush kitchen menu, we have nothing. What possible product could be coming out in the Lush kitchen on Friday? I'm not acting. I generally don't think I know. I know some information, but I don't know whether it's linked to Friday in the Lush kitchen menu or products that are coming out in the future menu. Either way, what do we think, guys? What do we think? I mean, if I was able to choose right now what products would come out in the kitchen, I would say definitely Mother Superior Bubble Bar, and I'm always going to throw the Wuss Bubble Bar in there. That's never going to happen, is it? Not very linked to Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and whatever else they're doing in that week. I'd like to see a new product come out. At the same time, I would love to see some of the Lush Summit products, just so you guys can get your hands on some. Who knows? Honestly, I generally don't know what's coming out in the Lush kitchen on Friday. So there we have the Lush kitchen menu for this week, and I'm thinking it's quite a short video. This video is a lot shorter than usual. Either I'm being more concise and to the point, or there's less products. I feel like I've been a bit more concise. Maybe it'll take me a little bit less time to upload this video for you. But top 3 products, I have to say Kisskin. There's nothing different about it apart from the colour, but it just, oh, I need some. I need an army of Kisskin, so Kisskin Bubble Bar is one. I would definitely have to say Floating Flower Bath Ballistic is another one of my top ones. And third product of the week is not one I need to buy, but I'm going to say the Happy Blooming Shower Jelly. Just a quick heads up before we finish this video, I will be doing a live Instagram video next Saturday at 6 PM, and I shall be going through the Easter products that are coming out next Friday. And yeah, that's this week's Lush kitchen menu. What are you guys going to buy? Let me know below, and just make sure you've left some for me, because if this sells out and I don't get these things, I'm not going to be best pleased. Until next week, take care.